Hi guys, I'm here with my cat Tigger. He is an solely indoor cat. For my entire life, I was born into a family household that had indoor cats. All of our indoor cats we had were declawed, meaning they didn't have their claws on them. They were taken out when they were kittens. When I got off and into college and graduate school, my first cat that I got myself actually was one I rescued from a barn that got stepped on by a horse. So he was naturally declawed by the horses stepping on him. But then when I got my own family started, I looked in and researched what all was going on to be declawed and decided I wanted to opt for something different for this cat. Try something without decline. So Tigger is the first indoor cat I've ever had that I haven't technically declawed because my other one got declawed by a horse. And so as you can see, we are learning as we're going. One of the things that I found with non-declawed cats is a lot of times, especially really good indoor cats, he's a sweet indoor cat. He's going through kind of a teenage phase, so he can fuss at us, but he's actually very affectionate. Is that he does this to get attention. If you notice, you're sitting on the chair, he scratches there, he gets attention. So that's one thing why he's doing it. In fact, when we leave him alone, you'll find he won't do those kinds of things. So now I try to give him activities of ways that he can go ahead where he can use that natural. They naturally want to claw on stuff, kind of knead on stuff. So it's a natural instinct of theirs. And so you want to give them opportunities for that. But one of the first things you do is just pay attention to your cat. You know, as they start to walk up and instead of ignoring them and watching TV, spend some time with them. Also try to redirect those behaviors. Before, if you start to see them going to something, try to get them redirected to some other type of activity. So that's always helpful. If you have to give a negative reinforcement, you'll hear a lot of people say they use like a water spray, a little water spritzer, and that kind of gets their alert. He's gotten to the now where we can just holler, no, Tigger or Tiggy, and he knows really quickly not to do stuff. But again, he's just asking for attention. But you can see some of the different activities that we have available for him that gives him that natural type of behavior. He's got his scratching. You can see he's used that a lot. He says, no, I don't want to demonstrate on there. And then he's got this climbing thing with the carpet. He can use that too. So those are all different ways that he can go ahead and find some fun. All right, guys, so again, as I mentioned before, when you have an indoor cat, scratching can be a common issue. A lot of times it's scratching to get attention. So Tigger loves looking out the outdoors, and so you can see when no one opens the door for him, he will scratch here. Now, when we're not here, he doesn't scratch. So it's like he knows. But when we're in the house and we're sitting in the living room, if we haven't opened this door, he goes to scratch. First thing though, last thing you want to do is when they scratch to run up and then open the door. Then you've trained them that that's acceptable behavior. So that's the first thing that you want to do is then you've got to reprimand them for that and then find a strategic time when you could open it up without him doing that behavior. Another thing you can put on your doors so that if they are naturally trying to scratch on there, you can put that there. This will make a noise. So if he's scratching on this and I see him scratching on this, I can reward him by opening the door because all he's doing is scratching on this. But again, you never want to open, if he wants that door open and he scratches, all you've done is reward him. So again, the biggest thing is pay attention, catch. Always look, it's just like a dog when you're potty training a dog. I know, Tigger. When you're potty training a dog, if they start walking to the door, just automatically before they get there, go ahead and open the door up, So it's the same thing as them. So as I start to see him start to linger over here, or even before he gets over here, I want to open that door so he can go ahead and see out. And that'll prevent this type of damage. Okay, so some of the scratching behavior may be because his claws are getting too long. So it's very important to trim your cat's claws. So you see, this is Tigger's happy spot. So some cats don't like laying like this. He likes sitting up. You can see he's just sitting there. He's actually purring. But you want to find a comfortable spot for him and start early working before you even start clipping, okay? This is a two-man job because what Bobby's going to do is he's going to kind of press out a little bit, that nail, and then I'm going to come up and trim it, okay? Then he'll go to the next one and trim it. I am not, as you can see, trimming off a lot. So it means weekly I'm going to have to come back and trim. I don't like going too much just because of the risk of potentially getting into the quick. And so this is something where I'm doing on a regular basis. The other reason why I like keeping it where I'm not doing a whole bunch and it forces me to kind of come and trim his nails, regularly is because that allows me to go ahead and inspect on a regular basis his nails and his health overall. If I start to see any problems, I can then adjust. But again, I like to make sure that I've gotten them all and do it on a weekly basis. And you can see, notice how with a cat, when you're doing it regularly, he's sitting here purring, he's not fighting, he's not doing anything. And I work really hard to work on them. We're kind of working on our dogs right now, so they're not the most ideal. It's real easy to forget these little claws right here close in, and those can be sometimes the sharpest right there. So it's real important to get, and I got a little bit too short, so I'm going to get a little bit more. There you go. And he just sits there then. Back claws usually don't grow very long, so you can just kind of look, but you can see these are not really that long, and you can quickly go through those. And again, you can see when I first get started with them and start training them, I'll want to make sure that I might only do like one paw one day and then come back and do the next paw the next day. So you don't want to force them. This is for a cat that's, you can see with him, he's used to doing it. This is, his time to get treated right, to get pampered and whatnot. So he's much better than some cats. But you want to start early training them and start slow. So you may just do one paw one day and then come back and do the next, okay? And again, always be thoughtful, find their comfort spots. And, and again, all of this type of grooming activity is a great way to really get to know your cat, to constantly inspect them and see if there's any potential issues.